Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Heather Salter-Purves, sapphic fantasy and folklore author, and this is going to be a week of my life. I am challenging myself to see if I can do an ideal author week of how I would like to keep my author life going. So that involves big writing. I'm aiming for about 10 to 12,000 words this week, and it will mostly all be in a novella that will be coming out in April next year. So I'll talk about more of that later, doing some reading. And by the end of this week, I'll also be going to the Festival of Fiction here in Western Australia, where I get to meet the author of one of the books that changed my brain chemistry of how I write dark fantasy. It's really exciting. So it is 9:30 on Monday the 13th of October. I have just finished filming the video for Tuesday, the Mythology Tuesday top 5 creatures. So if you haven't already, check that out. I will link it down in the description. So that's what I've got to do, and I thought I'd bring you along, also see if I can get 1 or 2 books read this week, because I'm a bit behind on my reading challenges. So let's dive on in. Hi guys, I'm back. It is 12:20. So for the last 3 hours I've sat and written in the novella and got about 2,500 words in. So going to stop and have some lunch, run a few errands for beautiful wife Leanne, give my eyes a break from the screen, and pick one of the books I still haven't started from my TBR. So I think I might just put them in a spinner wheel and see what we choose. Love to know what you guys have been reading, but I'll take you along later. So guys, I'm really sorry I didn't pick you up at all yesterday in the vlog, so you missed entire Tuesday, and it's now 2 PM on the Wednesday. So I'm just about to head out the door to go get beautiful little dragon, and then take her to her acro and aerials class. So I thought I'd give you a heads up, a bit of a rundown and a bit of a quick chat about what I've done. So I put the Welsh mythology retelling video out yesterday, so if you've not seen that, it's up here somewhere. I also have been reading a bunch on my Kindle, haven't actually picked up a physical book. So I decided, since I keep saying I've got to read it and I want to, and it's actually quite yellowed. Wilder Girls. I'm going to aim to have this read by, let's say, Tuesday next week, so I can go through it. If I really enjoy it, I'll fly through it quicker. Yesterday I wrote the entire second chapter of the novella coming out in April next year. We're following a ghost of a witch that died from exposure and a lesbian sociology student. So the witch died like 400 years ago and has been tethered to the place where she died, and our sociology student is in like the 90s and 2000s, so that's really good. I also did get my developmental editor letter back from Shadows Beyond the Gates, so today I got the letter back yesterday, which was also good. That I actually did have to rewrite and panicked about the complete 3rd act of that novella, which is coming out with Bushland Castle Productions mid-year next year. But I have managed to get the harmful trope out of my book, which was really good. I just have a complete restructure and rewrite I need to do, because I got all wiggly and wormly towards the end and had multiple endings but nothing really solidified. So that is where I'm at with that. I have written about 1,200 words today, with a whole extra new chapter for that. So yes, that is where I'm tracking. I have been trying to read Hot for Slayer by Ali Hazelwood, which is like an Amazon original story. And I don't know if it's the content or it's the writing style. that I'm kind of not gelling super well with. I also have read Jacknight by, I want to say, Joe Hill. And that's been pretty good. It's a little short story as well. Amazon original. So the Ali Hazelwood, I do have Mate on my shelves, so I might try that afterwards at some point, because I was just looking for quick, easy, spooky books to read, which, funny enough, none of them were on my TBR for the month. I have got my TBR listed up above if you are interested in that as well. So I have to go get ready to go get my child from school, but I will update you. I might take the book as well as my iPad and see if I want to do writing or reading at her acro and aerial class today. You know what I also can do is start a Treachery of Swans. Or do I start, not Moves the Dead, T. Kingfisher, The Swan Soldiers. What Feasts at Night audiobook, because I've got to drive there and drive home. So I can listen to that while we've got Teen Pop blasting through the car as well. I'll see if I'm in the mood for like sapphic retellings or if I want like a non-binary horror. I'll see which one of those tickles me fancy for the drive. So I'll come back later and update you guys. Hi, another one done. Smashed out a whole extra chapter. Words are hard. For the novella coming out April next year. Got to charge my phone. And then I disappeared for a bit for a play date with Little Dragon. So guys, I'm back from doing some writing sprints with some friends. I managed to get a bunch of writing done and completed. I also got my developmental letter back for Shadows Beyond the Gates, and I've kind of just been sitting with it in terms of how I want to approach and implement it. I'm kind of in two minds because of how a few things was like added and put in, and how I'm going to implement and create the best novella. But I have also kind of been thinking and trying to plan the next couple of years in terms of writing order of the projects that really set my soul on fire, and leaning more into the dark and twistiness and gothic sort of atmosphere of books. So that's really good if you want me to do a more in-depth video in terms of how I'm coordinating my plot ideas video that I put up recently into sort of my next sort of 3-4 year plan with a bunch of stories, novellas and such, and what's really been captivating me in terms of creating fictional fantasy worlds and what folklore I've really been wanting to do. I would love to have a sit down chat video with you. But beautiful wife Leanne's now back from work, so what I will do is probably double check I don't have any outstanding emails and then go in and spend some time with her and do some more reading. We'll see, but I'll be back tomorrow. So it is the end of the week. I managed to get about 10,000 words into Mr. Memory, which is coming out in April. I got my developmental letter back for Shadows, so I've had a few meetings about moving forward and restructuring of that. So really productive week. I'm really sorry I didn't take you to the Festival of Fiction. It was a really long day, amazing. Got to see a whole bunch of my writing friends. And I met Jay Kristoff, and he is lovely, approachable. I am aware that there are like issues within the book and his writing and stuff, and I'm not like disparaging that, but however, I had to give him a thank you for Nevernight in terms of how it has changed how I write dark fantasy and just tone and place. And it was really interesting to actually get to hear how he goes about his process. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will be back with my next video for you guys very soon. So until next time, let's let dark love Bloom in the Dark and use our voices to promote positive change in the world. Thank you and bye-bye!